Hey 10K Golf family, it is Masters Week. So for those who don't know what that means, there is an iconic annual event in the golf world called the Masters, held in Augusta, Georgia at the National Augusta Club. And it is a event that is unlike any other. I can unfortunately say I have not been to it yet, but it is one that brings in the best of the best, not just PGA Tour professionals, but pretty much anybody that the club at Augusta decides to invite. They have 91 players in the field. It's all male fields. And the winner of the tournament, they get this green blazer. That's like the iconic thing. They get a green blazer for the winner, and they get to wear that for the year, and they become part of the alumni club, which invites them forevermore to play in the event. So notable people that have played in it and won is, of course, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and so many others. And so if you are interested in watching golf, I highly recommend that you watch. Today that I'm recording this is Thursday, so it's the second day of the event. Sunday, which is when you'll see this video, is the final day, and when they do give the jacket to whoever wins. So just keep that in mind if you're interested. Again, it's just a really great event, and something that I would say is worth watching at least once. It's pretty much our Super Bowl for golf. So I'm going to switch gears and just say that I want to celebrate myself and share it with you. I have 2 weeks in a row completed my ring in the 10K Golf app, which means I've done 10 or more hours of focused, intentional practice in my skills, my fitness, mental game, and also my game knowledge. And I'm just grateful that I've been able to do that. But as I mentioned to you in my previous newsletter videos, is that I get super motivated when I have an event coming up. And I do have an event coming up, April 17th, the first good golf event of the year. We have 4 total. We'll be at Innisbrook. We have a full field of women coming, 16, to play 3 days of golf for 18 holes at the Innisbrook Resort, which fortunately has 4 beautiful golf courses, so we'll be playing a different course each day. So I'm really excited about that, really motivated. And even though I'm a golf professional, because I'm not a competitive golf professional, meaning I haven't competed in a tournament in quite some time, I do have to make it intentional to practice so that I can show up and be ready to impress, and also just play some good golf, because that's what good golf is all about. So I just want to make a mention that this event is full. However, the next event will happen July 4th weekend in Nassau, Bahamas, and that one is a learn and play, which means not only will people who come get to play golf in the beautiful Royal Blue golf course at Baha Mar Resort, but you'll also get golf instruction from myself and my other fellow pro who's there to learn the game. So we invite all skill levels, and it is for women. So if you are men watching this, if you have a special lady in your life, a mom, a sister, a wife, you could gift it to her for Mother's Day. Even if she's not a mother, you can gift it to her for Mother's Day. There'll be more details in the newsletter, or if you're watching YouTube. So the thing that I want to discuss is, I'm always kind of beating the drum about women not getting into golf as much as men. The outing season in Florida has begun, and so there are quite a few outings coming up this month of April, and we'll be going henceforth through the rest of the year. And this week when I was practicing, one of the things that I always say is, like, I go to all these events and I don't see women out there much. But this week, while I've been practicing, I've actually seen quite a few women with either a spouse, a boyfriend, or brother, I'm not sure exactly their relation, out on the course. So that's been really encouraging to see, and I'm hoping they'll carry it over into some competitions or outings. But when it comes to professional women and the benefits of golf, I really think that we have to change our mindset about why we get into golf. So this guy I played with the other day, because I just showed up and I just played. I didn't really, go there with any tee time made. I just showed up, got on the par 3, which is a short course. And this guy that I played with, I asked him, how did he get into golf? Why did he get into golf? And he said that, well, the people at his church are golfers, and he went out with them at one time just because he knew so many of them that golf, he was curious. And he said, from the way they were playing, he said, I can hit a ball in the woods too. And I said, I know that's right. Hitting a ball in the woods is what motivated him, simply to say that he saw that the guys he knew to be golfers were not great, and they were hitting the ball here, there, and everywhere. And he said, if they're out here playing and enjoying each other and fellowshipping, and they're not good at this, I can go out here and also be not good at this and enjoy my friends. And I think that's a really cool perspective, because a lot of times people have the other perspective of, oh, I want to look like the people on TV, or if someone comes out with me and they say, oh, she's hitting the ball so well, so I'm not good yet. The reality is most people, amateurs, even some pros, are not great golfers, at least not like the ones you see on TV. So to compare yourself to them and them only is always going to be discouraging. The reality is most people are out here still figuring out and just out to have a good time. So if you can look at it like him and say, you know what, I can also just hit balls in the woods and just have a good time, be outside, enjoy this fresh air, and be with the people that I want to be around. That is also motivation for you to get out and play on the course, not just the driving range, but on the actual golf course. So I just want to encourage you with that, because I hope it resonates with you the way it resonated with me when he said that. Because I really was thinking, man, I wish women would think like that, you know? And not just women, me included, right? Because I'm a woman, but also just about everything. You know, it's okay not to be good at something at first, because that's just the natural way of things, you know? So what I worked on this week, just to be clear, and I hope it will help you, is I'm specifically working on tracking how many fairways I'm hitting, how many greens in regulation. That means how many times it takes me to get on the green. So green in regulation is calculated as the par that's on the scorecard minus 2. So because they assume that you take 2 putts. And then I'm also tracking my putts, and I'm only tracking those stats. I'm not tracking my score, although naturally it's easy to track score when you're doing those type of stats, because if you do get the ball in the green in regulation, most likely you'll make a par ideally, and if you don't make a par, that means your putts are more than 2 putts. So I've been tracking those and really trying to get to a goal of getting 5 to 6 greens in regulations, because if I can do that, and on a par 3, that's really me just hitting the green off the tee box, then that is a strong, that shows me that I have, my game is pretty high up, is where I want it to be. For putts, you know, if I 2 putt or less, that's a check on my scorecard, which means that I'm putting pretty normal, pretty good. And then for the fairways, in the case of the par 3s, hitting the green and fairways are the same, but if you're on a par 3 or regulation, as long as you're keeping the ball in that short grass in the middle between the tee box and the green, that would be considered the fairway. So wherever you are with that, you know, you can track that as well. But keeping track of those really will help improve your game, because as your stats improve, meaning if you can get 4 out of 10 or 9, if you're playing 9 holes, 4 out of 9, then 5 out of 9, and average, you know, higher and higher in that regard on each of those stats, you'll see the score come down immediately. There's no question. I mean, that is the only way to get the score down, to be honest. So I would say if that's something that works for me, maybe it'll work for you. So try that out. Let me know how that helps. And if you haven't been on the golf course, go out there and hit some balls in the woods, please.